Hello everyone. In today's video, we will going to know how to score 290 plus in CUET PG. As we have with us Amitabh, he scored almost 295 in CUET 2024. So he will tell us कि आप किस तरीके से 2025 में अच्छे स्कोर ला सकते हो. He will going to tell about his personal experience, how he scored and how he used some strategies and all. So before further delay, let's start our video. And I would like to ask Amitabh for a short introduction.
So, hi everyone. First of all, thank you, Harsh, for giving me this opportunity. My name is Amitabh. I come from Kerala, and my academic background is economics. I've done my integrated Master of Arts in the University of Hyderabad, and yeah, I'm grateful to be here, having a platform to share my experiences with you guys.
As right now, Amitabh is a student of HRM TIS. So I would like to start from a very exciting questions. That is, how was your reaction when you get to know that you have scored almost 295 out of 300?
Well, although the exam was a bit on the easier side, I did not expect the marks to be, so high. So it was really a surreal experience to know that I had cracked an exam where a lot of competitors were trying hard as well. I was obviously very jubilant at the news, and I told my parents. I remember going to my parents and telling them the score, and they were also kind of excited and lost for words. So it was a great feeling. And although after that we had the GD and PI assessments, so I did not have too much time to celebrate during that time. I had to refocus and kind of concentrate on how to do well in the GD and PI sessions.
Okay, so my first question is, how did you start preparing and what are the sources you used during your preparation?
So after completing my PG, I had a gap year of 3 years, 3 year gap. So during that time, I had attempted a lot of banking exams. I had attempted other management entrance exams like CAT, ZAT, etc. So all of this gave me a kind of a foundation to build on when it came to aptitude tests. And for CUET PG, especially, I'll tell my strategy. So I focused on self study. I did not take any paid courses. The only paid coaching that I took was for mock tests. So I basically bought mock tests for COQP 12 exam in CUET PG. I was consistent in my studies, and I spent around 4 to 5 hours each day for a total of around 2 to 3 months, focusing only on CUET PG. And yeah, and I would like to mention the Pomodoro method which I followed. So what the Pomodoro method essentially is that you study for a fixed amount of time, take a small break in between, and then again study for that specific amount of time, and then the cycle goes on. So for example, I study for 30 minutes, then for 5 minutes I take a break, then again I study for 30 minutes. And in this way, your mind is always invigorated, it's always energized, and it really helps you kind of focus on studies for a longer period of time rather than going for a block study time where your mind will get exhausted and tired.
Okay, so I would like to ask about the strategy of reading comprehension and English language. How did you prepare for it?
As we all know, in COQP 12, there are 4 sections. The first one is English comprehension, then quantitative aptitude, then logical reasoning, and then data interpretation. So for English comprehension as such, I was a bit strong on that segment. So what I did was I spent around 1 or 1.5 hours each day in reading newspapers. So the newspaper of my choice was Hindu, but you can read any newspaper of your choice. And I also read glance through the Aeon Essays website. The website is AEON Essays. So if you search it on Google, you can go there and you can read up on a variety of topics, on a variety of fields. And this will really improve your reading comprehension, your command of the language, and it will also give you insights on general knowledge and other knowledge as well.
Okay, so as we know, there are four sections in CUET PG, and total score that is 300, and he scored almost 295 out of 300. And what about questions? How many questions are there?
I'd like to take you through the structure of the exam. The exam has four sections, as I explained earlier, and there are 75 questions in total. And you are allocated a time of 105 minutes. That is 1 hour and 45 minutes, and the maximum amount of marks is 300. There is a negative marking. If you get a question wrong, you'll get -1, and if you get a question right, you'll get +4 marks. So this is the pattern of the exam. There are no sectional cutoffs or anything like that. No sectional timing. Yeah. So this is an overview of the COQP 12 exam.
So, how did you prepare for that is DI and LR, and the other section is quantitative aptitude, which is in CUQP 12?
As I mentioned earlier, I did not go for any paid courses. From the free courses that I did focus on, the main source was that of Rodha. It is a YouTube channel, and the videos are free, of course. And apart from that, I also learned from a lot from Unacademy free sessions that they put up on YouTube in a regular manner. You can also go through that as well. For mocks, I took a mock test of CrackU. You can go with again a mock test subscription of your choice, but CrackU I feel was good in my and it really helped me maximize my score.
How many mocks did you give during your preparation, or is mock is important?
I think a lot of people focus a lot on giving a maximum number of mocks. I think rather than going for that strategy, what would be best is to kind of take a mock in between, like every 3 or 4 days. I did that in on like every 3 or 4 days. I take a mock, and then I spend around 1 or 2 hours analyzing how to kind of perfect the answers, where I went wrong, why I went wrong. Was that a silly mistake, or was that because I lacked the a comprehension of the kind of basic concept that was involved in the question? And even if I did get some questions right, how can I are there any shortcuts that I missed where I can solve the question more effectively and within a lesser period of time? All of these things you have to analyze a lot, and I think over the course of 2 to 3 months I took around 15 mocks, which I think was there in the package. So there were only 15 mocks in the package, so I distributed it so that I take mocks in regular intervals and completely analyze that, so that I can improve my score in the actual D-Day. So some of the obstacles that I faced during both GDPI and the written exam, I'd like to kind of present here. The first thing I'd like to mention is that during preparation, because I have written so many exams and I have not cleared many of them, so that had kind of had a exhaustive, like that exhausted me a lot. But still, I chose to push through. I think that is something that really sets apart the people who do well versus people who are kind of not doing so well. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that because I chose self-study as a method of preparation, when I had doubts regarding some peculiar questions, I had to kind of ask some of my friends a lot, and I had to spend a lot of time in order to get the correct solution for that. Whereas if I had opted for a coaching institute, I would have cleared that doubt up in like a few minutes. So that is also one thing that I took a lot of time in. With regards to GD and PI, I think my communication skill was not as good before the preparation for GD and PI. Also, my articulation was lacking. So these are some of the areas that I had really had to work on. And when you talk about GD and PI, it does not come from bookish knowledge. You have to get out there. You have to speak in front of the mirror. You have to record yourself. You have to like get into actual mock GDs, and that's why I've mentioned that we had a group of aspirants who really had a kind of a motivation to do well in GD, and we regularly conducted mock GD sessions where all of us participated consistently, and that brought about a good result when it came to GD and PI.
Okay, so now let's come to the last and very important question. That so now let's come to the last and very important question. So, what will be your suggestion for the upcoming aspirants, those who are preparing for CUET 2025?
So again, my first recommendation is always be consistent. Whatever study plan you choose, whether it's self-study, coaching institute, or whether you are a night owl, or whether you are studying in the morning, whatever the plan is, just stick to it. Don't waste too much time in choosing what you want to do. Be quick with it. Finalize something and stick to it. Spend at least 5 to 6 hours each day on preparation. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is that you need to have a circle of friends who have the same aspirations as you. So here in this case, you need a group of people. Even though if it's a small group, you need those people to be like your support, and you also have to add value to them. You have to discuss questions. You have to discuss mock tests. So this collaboration will really bring about a good result, not only for you but the whole group. That's the second thing. Then the third thing I'd like to say, especially about the exam, is that see, all of us have strengths and weaknesses. Okay, some of us might be strong in quant, some of us might be strong in English, but it doesn't matter. You have to divide whatever your strengths are and whatever your weaknesses are. You have to identify those first, and then kind of dedicate more time to weakness your subjects that you are weak in. And then for the strong subjects, you only have to dedicate a small amount of time, but make sure you do it consistently. It's not like you completely let it off and say, okay, I'm good at it, so I won't look into it. Not like that. So that is there. And then the last thing is that, see, you need not score like 300 out of 300, right? You need to score as much as you can. You have to maximize your marks. So go for those topics which have the most weightage and cover those first, and be clear with all the basic topics. And if you are clear with that, I think in CUET PG, even if you get a hard question, a very hard question, at least you can work something out with those. Whereas if you just go for random questions and you're not going in a structured manner, you might find it difficult if some out of the box question comes up in the exam. So these are some of the tips I would like to give. And in general, just be confident and work hard, and success will be yours.
Okay, thank you, Amitabh, for this best and beautiful suggestion for the aspirant. So, the thing which you have to do, that is filter out the things which is available in YouTube. As he mentioned, he already prepared from the source which is present in YouTube. So, I just say one thing, that the relevant thing you should figure out from the YouTube. Like I will help you. Like I'll add some topics and some links on my YouTube descriptions, that through which you can prepare. And I'll also add some resources which Amitabh mentioned. So thank you guys, and thank you for watching my channel. And if there will be any problem and anything which you want to ask, just mention in my comment section. I will try to answer it out. And that's all. Thank you.